I don't need you to follow me. I need you to think for yourselves, to want to get out of here. That's all I need from you. You are your own people. And I would like to see you fight for your lives. I'm no leader. I don't think any of us are here. But I think we stand a fighting chance if all of us fight together.
One person starts, they just kind of like raise their weapon to the sky, and it's kind of one by one that comes over the crowd, and everybody just kind of raises their weapons.
Okay, so we're gonna fight the undead, but we still don't know where Emerald is, right?
No.
Frollo, where were they holed up?
Last I saw them, they were all staying in Brother's lair.
Now, when we were in Brother's Lair, did we notice that did it overlook the arena?
It did.
So, could they potentially have seen this all go down? Is that?
No, the arena's like a closed off area that you have to walk down the corridor down, am I correct?
Yeah, so like where the tower doesn't really overlook the
Rest of the island
square and the cells or anything, it overlooks the gladiatorial arena.
Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to just confirm.
So, Fraulo, make yourself useful. Draw us a map of all the entrances and exits that you know, and then we can plan our attack. And let us know where everyone was.
Do you have something for me to draw that with?
Yes, totally. And I'm going to pull out my painter supplies and my journal.
Cool. He like takes it and he just goes and like sits in the corner.
Don't read any of that though.
He was about to, and then he just kind of like shifts to the back of the book and starts working.
He's just gonna have a map in his journal.
Richard, I'd like to. Can I go up to Frollo for a moment?
Yep.
Hey man, listen. You can read whatever you want. Go nuts. And then he leaves.
Okay, thank you. You are a very strange man.
I am.
I think that's the first time Dietrich didn't get that comment.
Huron will outweird you. He will fail, but he will try.
He's winning right now.
Keltier is going to ask, go to Grea's mom and just ask, are you familiar with golems and their plates and the instructions on them?
A little bit. I help sometimes to sculpt the Brother has a mold because they all look the same, as you probably saw, and I helped to sculpt that original mold, but as far as any of the stuff that goes into bringing them to life, I don't have much to do with that.
You wouldn't have any insights on how to stop them?
Not really. I know just to stop whatever it is that brings them to life, but I don't. Like I said, I made the mold, and then that's kind of all he let me do with that.
Okay.
Well, once we have these maps, Dietrich's gonna look in Fraulo's direction to make sure he is steadily focused on the maps and not turning the pages of his journal. Then I think we can have a better plan. And maybe some of our heavy hitters can, go up to see my sister. And maybe the smaller fighters can try to make their way to ships, and if they get stopped by undead, well, they'll be prepared to fight. But Bastion's right. We have no chance of getting away from here if we don't stop them here, now. And Emerald might be the only family that I have left. But if she isn't a good person, then...
Dietrich, she's not the only family you have left.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, Dietrich, we're all here. And this can be a new family.
Yes. I'm a bit nervous that if you do, defeat my sister in some way, I might have a whole lot more responsibility on me.
Well, let's take it a day at a time.
Sure.
The way I see it, as it stands now, we need a plan. We need to know where the enemy is located. I believe I've unlocked a feature in my programming that lets me scan the area for powerful undead, people of note, elementals, things from other planes. It might be useful, considering we're dealing with so many undead, to get a lay of the land, as it were. It will take 10 minutes, but I can begin that scan and hopefully provide this information.
I think so.
Yeah, that would be helpful to know where they are.
Sounds great, chum.
I agree, it does sound great. I hope it works.
You're on. Is that a hint of jealousy I hear in your voice? It's very
No,
unbecoming of you.
I'm not jealous of robot who could do my job. I'm just as good as why did you even bring this up? Go scan the land like you're a magic ranger or something. I'm gonna go hang out with my friend over here, and he hangs up by himself.
Huron, it's perhaps this will help assuage your feelings. It's very limited underground as we are. It's only 300 feet. If we are outdoors, it would be 3 miles.
That doesn't make me feel any. I mean, I'm not that I'm bothered by it, but if I was, it wouldn't make me feel any better. Go use your magic vision.
Very well, I will. So Bastion walks off and sits down in a quiet place. He takes off the cinnamon bear headdress that he always wears, and a kind of dish kind of pops up and starts twirling around and scanning with like a little blue pulse for about 10 minutes.
Okay. So while Bastion's doing that, is anyone else taking this 10 minutes to do anything?
I just want to make sure that everyone is armed, who needs to be armed, and hitting weapons out, helping with that.
Okay.
I think I'd be totally fascinated by Bastion's thing and just be like, I think this is the first time I've ever seen him sit down, to be honest. I think, but that's very bizarre. Is there any way for us to keep watch and see if there's anything approaching us? Because I'm sure Elena would be very conscious of the fact that her ice will be melting shortly.
Yeah, so Thomas was at top of the stairs and he had closed the bookshelf and he's kind of staying there with the bookshelf, but it's closed so you can't see. So if you do want to go do a watch, you'd have to go up and kind of open the bookshelf as much as...
But there is still the alarm spell on it, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just give Thomas a warning that the ice might be melting soon, so very much be on your guard. Not that we're not on our guard already, but
right. I'll crack this open a bit and just keep an eye out.
Dietrich will limber up near Huron.
Sorry, go on, Cap.
No, just a question for Court. Just the ice was blocking the entrance to the arena by the armory, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I spend 10 minutes prepping my hide in plain sight ability. It's a level 10 ranger ability. I have to take 10 minutes to just gather what's around the area to help prepare myself, which is a lot of like face mud, I assume, and like various like dirt I'm putting on myself. I'm just staring Dietrich down as he's like limbering up. I'm just putting like mud on my face and all over my armor.
Cool. Yeah, there's also there's old torches there, so there's probably a bit of soot if you want to rub that on yourself.
Oh yeah, just right in there, getting all dirty and getting my
Dietrich
beard.
Dietrich will grab his disguise kit and with a black charcoal put 2 lines on his face as he stares Huron down.
It's good if you get it everywhere so they don't know who we are.
I think they know very well.
But I could be a tree, look.
Amazing.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't need a radar to do that. It's a word that doesn't exist in this era.
Like, that Huron thinks that a tree just is someone dabbing.
I mean, how many trees do they have underground for dwarves, so...
Thomas just yells back down. He's like, coast is looking pretty clear still, but I am seeing some water leak out of that hallway.
Dietrich?
Yeah.
I know you don't want us to kill Imril, and that's understandable. If we find a way to make her immobile, or just not as much of a danger, would that be preferable?
I mean, yes. I don't want to put any of you in danger, though, so...
They're already in danger.
Yes, I know. I just mean... I don't want you to have to make the hard decision of choosing her life over yours.
Of course.
So, thank you for being mindful of how I'm feeling, but
she might be difficult to kill anyway, so it might be good to have some options on hand. Would you want to be present if something like that happens? I'm speaking as somebody who has recently had an altercation with someone related to them and who is not quite the noblest of creatures, and had to face off against them.
I don't think it would change anything much.
All right. Well, let's get at it.
I think probably roughly 10 minutes would have passed, unless anyone else has anything they want to do in that 10 minutes. Okay, so Bastion, what you are able to tell.
Just so everyone knows, the spell actually it says that when it's complete, the totem spirit, which in my case is the bear Cinnamon, appears and tells me the information. So you get a blue hologram version of the bear that speaks common and just
Drake's eyes are just stars.
Okay, so you see this hologram appear of this bear, and it's just kind of coming out of the dish almost, and facing you, Bastion, to talk to you, and it's just sir, I have the report.
Good, Cinnamon. Let's hear it.
There is a strong undead figure up very high. Separate from all the others, there is also a very strong being from another dimension close by to that undead figure.
Did you have a specific location for me? Very high, which direction?
North of the arena, sir.
North, okay. Anything else?
Those are the only 2 strong figures that I could sense.
Very good. Thank you, Cinnamon.
Sir. And then it and goes away.
And the dish comes down and Bastion puts his headdress on, his cloak back on.
Wow.
Well, 2, then. What's north of the arena and very high up? Is there a tower here? Brothers' chambers, perhaps?
Is that where Brothers Chambers were?
You guys who went to Brothers Chamber would know that you walked. I mean, you might not have known at the time that you were walking north, but you know that near the arena, high up, is Brothers Chamber.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. So that's probably Emerald, right?
Probably.
So we'll have to go up there. Is there a way that we could maybe avoid the undead altogether and try and get everyone up there? Because I feel like we need as many people up there as possible.
I think that other people might just get in our way up there. I think our army would be better suited to fight an army, whereas we might be better suited to fight Emerald and whoever this other person is, this undead thing, ourselves.
Or, we could just send Mac.
Agreed, Mac should be a part of it, yes.
There's not a lot of room up there. When I was scouting around before in my years here, it's not exactly a spacious place. 50 people's going to cram that up real tight.
I worry that. Why would Emerald show? Was it Emerald showing up as a creature from another plane, or is Emerald undead now?
I don't think she's undead, but, we are... Well, she is, less me, from the Feywild, so... That might be the reason why. Unless she's something altogether, and, well, we're about to find out.
So how are we going to get in? Preferably without Emerald knowing until we get there.
I mean, Huron's got this great ability where he can look like mud.
Huron, why are you dirty?
Well, I can hide quite easily when I blend in with my surroundings. So I am not mud, but more like mud is me, and I am one with it.
Poetic.
I imagine you'll blend quite well with the white sands of the arena.
Well, scratching it all off of him.
No, you have the right idea. You're perfectly mud,
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Rude.
So,
in this moment, I mean it as a complete compliment.
I hope so. I start putting a bit back on, unsure of how to proceed.
Anyways, we do know that the arena is overlooked by Brothers Tower, so anything that happens in the arena, they'll be aware of it.
is there a way for us to get... Oh, sorry, Captain.
And that would include the stands as well.
Is there a way to Brothers Tower without going through the arena, if we were to go directly there?
The hallway that goes to Brothers Tower isn't connected to the arena, right, Richard? It's separate. Last time?
It's not directly connected. It's like you go down the hallway and then you can turn into the waiting rooms, which are connected, or you can keep going down the hallway, and that leads to Brothers' Lair.
Okay, but we would still have to get past those golems. No, because they're inside the waiting area. They're not in that area, right?
Yes.
So maybe if we could have a group of us sneak up to Brothers, and then once we get there, we can have the rest of the army fight the undead so that they're not coming back up behind us.
If we wanted a bit of an element of surprise, I do have an ability where I could bring one person with me to there. I kind of understand where Brothers' Chamber is, as we've been there before. I could bring someone with me. If some people wanted to sneak up, cool. Aleda's describing Dimension Door. So I could Leda could mechanically bring one person, one willing creature, with her to a place that she's been before.
We would have to
And I can
time
bring
that.
everyone.
Wise for only two of us to be approaching on our own.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be wise because Emerald's really powerful.
I mean, should Keladir disappear completely?
It could provide an element of surprise of some people approaching. If Imril realizes that they're approaching, could be distracted, we could pop up behind, perhaps.
I would only worry that, for example, if you brought me, that you would be in danger of both of those people while I tried to kill them.
I'm gonna be in danger wherever I am. I can take care of myself, but I appreciate the concern.
I do think that we should move as the unit. And I see what you're saying. I think it would be good to maybe have that element of surprise, but I think once they see us, that's gone.
Fair enough.
We could have our people blocking the entrance to Brother's tower, to that hallway, while the rest of us advanced to meet with Imral. We're not directly engaging with the undead, and we're also in a fortified protection, or position rather.
Do you think it would be wise to have the armies engage with the undead while we fight Emerald and her companion? Because in both senses, like has been said, it prevents the army from sneaking up on us, but on the other hand, it also prevents them from going and attacking our army or making more undead if they are involved in that process.
I think they might be.
I think that would probably be good. We could even try and coordinate the attacks. Like I have, I think it's called Message. So once we get up to Emerald, then I could send a message for the army, like the army could be hiding out, and they could engage with the undead at the same time that we're engaging with Emerald. So that maybe she won't be tipped off if they try something beforehand, because they can see down to the arena from Brother's Tower.
I think that's a good plan.
She might also think we're busy with the army of undead if an attack does happen.
Oh, that's true.
Fravo, be useful for a second.
Yes.
Is there any way into Brother's chamber that we don't already currently know about?
I have only ever gone down the main corridor myself.
Right, of course. Why would he tell you about a secret passageway? Can I insight check?
Sure, yeah.
What are skills? What are skills? Oh, that's not Dietrich. Oh, wild. Okay. 24.
Yeah, he's not lying to you. He really has just only taken that one way.
Yes, that makes sense.
If we are not going to be fighting with our army, perhaps we should appoint captains or squadrons, just so that the chain of command is clear and commands can be given in times of need.
We'll know to message.
When you say that, Thomas kind of pokes down. He's like, if I might, I was actually thinking of suggesting the big fight is yours, and William, myself, and a couple of the others, we've worked with a crew before. We know how to handle lots of fighters on our side. And, you know, I think maybe if we stay back and try to take our army, then you know you have someone you trust. I don't want to shit all over all these people, but we don't know what they're like without us, so I was
You're right.
kind of thinking I might offer up myself, and if William will come with me, maybe Mac and Akari as well. We'll stay back.
Agreed. For my part,
Maybe Mac could come with us, but the rest of you guys could stay.
I do agree that you are men we can trust, and that, you know, desperate people do things sometimes that they're not always proud of, so... I mean, I was also going to suggest that Thomas and William take the lead.
At that time, too, Amherst kind of steps up and he's like, and I also have experience leading an army, so I can take my men and some of these men as well and help.
Dietrich will look over at Kaladir like, is that okay?
No, Keldir is, he's gonna agree with that. He trusts Amherst with that for sure.
Alright.
Are we having the group split up still into our ranged and melee fighters? 2 different units?
yes, we split them up earlier.
There'll be someone in charge of the range fighters, someone in charge of the melee fighters, and then someone in charge of the other magic users just chilling.
Yeah, they'll also go there.
So we didn't include the magic users with the ranged? Sorry, that was my impression. Yeah, the bards were going to stay as the ranged fighters.
William will say, I could take the music ones, or whatever we call them. I like music, and as much as I've been trying to be more courageous, if I could, I don't want to do what I did last time when this happened with my original crew and freeze up in the middle of a fight. So if I could do good and stay back where I might not freeze, I could help there.
Sound like a really strong music user. Someone with, you know, big arms or something. Looking a little more robust than the other music users.
You look over and see all the music users or bards are like pretty scrawny. There is one there who not like big and tough, but he's very lean, looks like he's extremely fit, but still not like not like buff or anything.
All right. Well, maybe my idea is not going to pan out as well as I thought it might. I just thought it would be nice, you know, to have that kind of encouragement when you're going into battle, right? No?
You want to take one with us?
Well, I was thinking that maybe, you know, I'm not much of a fighter, so it might have been nice to have someone go like, you could do it.
What about that lizard?
Oh, I think he should probably stay back.
Dietrich, you can do it.
Yeah, Dietrich, you can do it.
Oh, you're all so kind.
I'm not sure what it is, but I'm sure you can handle it, yes.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, if you need moral support, we can give it to you.
I love that Dietrich wants like a backing track. Is fighting. He's like, I need something to pump me up.
I do come equipped with a fully functional 8-track player, so.
I don't know what that is, but that is wonderful. I'm just a bit nervous, you know? You know when you're about to go on stage and it kind of feels like you have to go to the washroom really bad, but then it ends when you get out there?
I've never had that experience.
Oh.
I can't say I've experienced that either.
Oh.
It sounds unpleasant.
It is. But I mean, it's all good and fun because, you know, then you get to do this great, amazing thing, and really that's not going to happen here, so I don't know if it'll ever leave.
Do you want a song, Dietrich?
I think so. I think a song might ease my nerves a bit.
All right, let's get a song going.
Like
There's
really
a group of bards.
scrawny group
Do we
of bards.
want to
They
be
all
making
kinda
that
start,
much
like-
noise?
What's that? Sorry.
I said, do we want to be making that much noise down here?
We're underground. They know we're here.
If they could just play me the tiniest violin, that would be amazing.
That
They-
bookshelf will stop all the sound.
They all like very quietly start to like pluck away at their instruments.
I'm looking up pirate shanties. Hold on. I'm sorry, I just think this would be fun. We could maybe insert something else in here.
Keller doesn't really understand like this need, but he's gonna put his hand on Dietrich's shoulder.
Well,
It's
thank
good
you.
He just doesn't know what's happening. So
Hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises. It's the only pirate shanty I know. She rises early in the morning.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?
Cover him in mud and pretend he's a tree. Cover him in mud and pretend he's a tree.
Well, you know what? I think I feel much better now.
We all get inspiration from the box.
You can all have
It's
one.
1d6. Or well, I guess I don't know their levels, so
They're not very high.
no. 1d4?
But we
all have a
get it from
D4.
all of them, right?
You can all have 1d4 of inspiration.
Nice.
Thank you, bots.
Richard. What a benevolent DM.
um,
Allowing that
he doesn't
nonsense.
understand why he feels inspired by this song.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's Helidir doesn't understand, but he sees smiles, but he almost never smiles because he's a Winter Eladrin. So he's like, this is stirring something in me, but I don't know what.
Dietrich is just going to put his hand. Dietrich's just going to put his hand on Caladir's shoulder now and go like, I'm ready now.
Fantastic.
And then Hesifine, the Tinkerer, she just kind of like raises her hand and she's like, I think if it's okay, I can go with the range fighters, and then if they start running out of ammo, I can maybe try to whip things up quickly so that they have something to shoot at all times. I can take materials that are around and just make sure that they always have ammo. So I think maybe I'd be good to go with them.
Oh, Greya's just proud of her brave mom. Oh. Okay, but you be careful out there, okay?
I will. You be careful too.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Ooh. Greya just gives her a little hug. She's a little emotional.
She hugs back and like doesn't really let go for quite a bit.
Greya doesn't either.
Okay.
I'm more inspired now.
So, are we ready then?
Sure.
Fantastic.
All right, let's.
So is Mac actually coming with us? That's a question.
Yeah.
Mac's
I
just
think
like
it would-
wandering around in there.
I think it would be helpful to have him with us, and I don't know if he would be such a great leader for the rest of the. I don't know if people are gonna listen to him as well.
I mean, I think you might be right in the listening department, but yeah, Mac's got a whole crew of friends.
Oh
And-
right, the rocks.
Rocks, yes.
And
Mac.
Thomas is just like, look, you guys have a lot of heavy hitters going with you. I don't know if Mac knows how to control his stuff, but if things start going wrong for us, I'd kind of like someone there that could just drive a boulder through the group of them.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense. Just take care of him, okay?
We
When you
will.
get when you get close, Thomas, when you get close to the combat, just tell Mac that the other team doesn't like Michael. I'm pretty sure that'll do it for him.
Right. I'll give that a shot.
He tries to wink.
I would use that wisely.
It does your light flicker again for your
Yeah,
wink?
it does. Yeah.
Just a wink.
Pelgrim, just make sure that Amorous and the rest of the soldiers are aware of the golem in the back of their neck being
Okay, cool.
the spot to hit.
Perfect. He like goes and kind of like huddles not only his men but kind of like a group of other people that he's kind of like gathered as his squadron, and kind of like huddles up with them and like relays that to them.
Dietrich will go up to Mac and like kind of start pulling out a handkerchief from his sleeve, and you see like a bit more come out, but like he tries to like stop it. And then like he will untie one of the handkerchiefs and be like, for Michael, make sure he's, well equipped.
Oh, well, Dietrich, thank you kindly. This is just so nice. Michael's gonna look so good in this.
Yeah, and a little bit more protection.
And he like wraps it around Michael and he's like,
Wonderful.
Oh.
And if you need some distraction, maybe Michael can, take off the handkerchief and like.
oh, that's a little risque. I don't know if Michael's comfortable with that, but I'll run it by him.
You run it by him.
And
All
then
right.
he just like goes off and like starts whispering to Michael.
Michael.
I will shove the handkerchief back in my sleeve.
Okay. Kelly's not gonna say too much to Amorous. Just gonna tell him that he trusts him with this and just I don't know, we brothers do.
Yeah, Amherst is just
Hang
gonna
on your shoulder, I don't know.
Amherst is just gonna come up and like very like kind of aggressively like grab your shoulder and just be like, hey, don't fuck up out there, okay?
Just gonna nod and turn away with that.
Okay.
And he's also gonna go up to Dietrich before we go out and just tell him that sorry that we're facing your sister again so soon.
That's all right. It was bound to happen, right?
Well, I'd hoped we'd wouldn't have seen her again so soon, but what happens up there? Just remember that we're with you.
Okay. And maybe after all of this, I'll be a king and everything.
I think you've proven that you are more than capable.
Oh no, Calatia, that's all an act. I'm actually very scared right now.
I think that just shows your wisdom, Dietrich.
Yes, well, I wouldn't be much of a fighter if it wasn't for you and Thomas, so thank you.
We just smoothed out the rough edges of what was our either.
Oh, I don't know, every once in a while I think I'm going to cut off my own belt.
Try to have the same confidence that we have in you, in your own ability.
Right. And if all else fails, well, I'll just pretend I know what I'm doing. Seems to work out so far.
That's what we're all doing, Dietrich.
I guess so. It's a bit of a funny way of going through life, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I'm glad to have you at my side, if anything.
And you at my side, Dietrich. And this entire crew.
Yes. Maybe after this we can, watch some stars disappear. They do that,
Still not sure about that, but
Yes.
I'll take your word for it.
Whew, okay. I'm gonna pretend to be Bastion, I think, as we walk up.
Do you need this? That to you?
Oh, thank you.
Greya, when the hug finally ends, your mom pulls away after all this time, and you can see she's kind of been tearing up. And she just looks at you and she's like, "We're gonna get through this, okay? I promise you. And when this is all done, I'm not gonna leave your side again, okay?
You have to promise.
We'll be a family like we always should have been."
Okay. I would really like that. I've missed you a lot, and I'm so glad you're here, and I'm scared that I'm gonna lose you again, but I'm proud of you, and I know that we're gonna be able to get through this, and we will be a family.
I'm proud of you too. And I'm scared. But you are the most perfect daughter I could have asked for, and I didn't even raise you, so I'm glad that you are the way you are, and like I said, you are your father's daughter. So you be safe, and I will do everything I can to help you, and we'll be okay.
Okay, you be safe too, Mom. I love you.
I love you too, Gray. And Aleda, someone comes up to you, this random lady from the crowd, and she is for this crowd of people and for what's happening, and like she doesn't look that great, but you could tell that she's like tried to keep her clothes clean, and tried to like keep presenting herself as like a very well put together lady, even in this world that they are. And she comes up and she's like, "I am so sorry. I know this isn't the time, but we all may die out there. So I just wanted to say this. Your dress is exquisite. And I just noticed that you have that little thing of nail polish down there and gorgeous nails, and you don't have a brush. So I have an extra for you." And she points, when she says your nail polish, she points at your poison pouch that like she doesn't realize is poison. And so she gives you a little brush, just so you can put nail polish on. And it's lame, but it's the last session, so that is your very last Venture Vault birthday present.
Thank you!
You
Yay!
can poison up your claws.
My birthday was 2 days ago from this session, so that's just letting our viewers know. Cool. I'll do that.
I'm sure you could have just dipped them in the poison, but it's a little thing to go with your claws.
Oh, actually, hold on. They're extra shiny.
Ooh, okay.
Fancy.
I love you have those casually there.
Yeah.
So look, time for my claws.
Now it's
Yeah.
serious.
Now it's time. All right, well, you know what? Actually, a stunning color. I did not consider this for my poisons before, but thank you. Especially with my...
And she goes back into the crowd.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bastion, are you sure you don't want cinnamon on your head for the end of this?
I absolutely do. But if you would like, if you think it'd be useful to you, then you can have it. It's just...
I feel like Dietrich kind of it's like weighing him. He's pretty strong, but he's just yeah, maybe it'd be best suited on you, you know?
Well, I will take it back, yes. Cinnamon was a good bear.
It's true. I didn't know him, but I assume.
He's a very strong fighter. Hurt me plenty.
Oh, well, I will take a bit of cinnamon and I will put it right here.
So, as I see this happen, give him a piece of cinnamon, Bastion's little claw or something, so he can put right there.
I snip a bit of fur and
Dietrich will just kind of like drizzle it on himself. Thank you.
Huron feels happy with the prank he somehow feels he pulled.
Did you want some of cinnamon as well?
Oh, no. I hunt bears. I don't need to wear them. It's quite fine. I mean, where would I put it? I'm covered in mud. It would just be rude.
You could put the fur all over yourself and then you could look like a bear.
Oh, no. I'll save that to you. That's good. That's good. Oh, man, look at the time. Time to go sieging.
Yes.
I am eager to finish this.
Thomas just looks at you all and he's like, "We're ready."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he slides the bookshelf. And it is still, you see, actually, I'll wait till you guys go up because you're still downstairs, so you don't see anything.
Is Frallo still tied up down there?
He is, like, he's not, like, fully tied up, but you guys had his, like, arms tied.
Well, it's best you stay here, Frallo.
Okay, I guess that is fine. Can you please, if I am staying here, shut the bookshelf again on your way out?
Yeah, that's fair. We can keep you safe down here.
Okay, thank you.
Someone needs to be here to be accountable to all these people for all the death and destruction over the years. So once this is all done, we'll be sure to come get you.
Okay.
Or Frello.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, as we're leaving, Kelger's not like looking any of the crew members like in the eye. He's just going forward. He's just kind of like, sorry that I wasn't a better captain to you all, and that I didn't see the obvious trap that this island was, but I'm gonna go forward, and there's no one else I would rather face this challenge with. He's like not looking at anyone.
Kelly dear, don't worry. I welcomed it with open arms. I even told Frello that I liked his outfit.
Ella dear, I literally read Fraulo's mind and decided not to, like, go deeper into his thoughts. I could have entirely prevented this. Doesn't fall on any one of us.
You did what?
Oh, yes, I can read minds sometimes.
She did me once.
We all know about this.
We had a discussion when I was reading Thomas's mind at one point when he was less trustworthy, but I think that's turned out quite well.
Also, you didn't do this to Huron at all. He came here on his own.
Oh, we spoke Dwarvish. There's some, like, wonderful undertones in Dwarvish language where you can just kind of tell people's intent.
We connected.
Oh.
Speaking as one of the two crew members that would not be a part of the crew had you not landed here, I think you've been doing fine.
Yeah, I would be still in a cage somewhere if it wasn't for you guys landing here, so I'm pretty happy. This is way better than the alternative, so I benefited from this.
Yeah, even though this is scary and it's going to be hard, I think somehow we were all meant to be here. I don't think we could have avoided it.
You wouldn't have found the Tinkerer, and you wouldn't have found your brother had we not been here. And Huron and I would have fought to the death regardless.
I would have won. It would have been awkward.
I don't mean we would have fought each other, but I would have beaten the champion eventually and become the ruler of this island. But that's for another thing.
Coming here all appears to be part of some grand design. So maybe it was meant to be.
Also, I think Huron is actually still in a cage emotionally. So, we could probably work on that still.
Well, I can't speak for that, but you're right. It's obvious that we're supposed to be here, but...
Bastion slaps Huron on the back. It looks like it wasn't just your physical growth that was stunted, eh?
I'm quite tall for a dwarf, thank you, as he looks at the massive man of machine behind him.
Thomas walking with you and hearing everyone talk about all this, he's just like, look, I know we didn't get off on the best foot, but thank you all for taking me in. I think this is the best crew I've ever been a part of.
You know, when I met you, I told you we were going to be friends.
You
and
did.
we are.
I didn't believe you.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're friends.
And William's like, this is one of the best crews I've ever been part of, too. I hope you all come back.
We're all going to make it. I know it.
Aleda, when you're walking and you hear all your friends talking about how great it is to be together, and kind of like feeling this like camaraderie with everyone, and you're also walking with an army of people that you decided to save, you can kind of feel something within you, kind of a warmth, a light, if you will. And you begin to realize that, yes, you put all these people to sleep and could have killed them. But you decided, no one but you decided that you were going to give them the thread to wake them up to save them. And that you did this with the help of your friends. So maybe your power, maybe you can decide what to do with it. And you feel there has not always, but a lot of the time been that kind of like your mother's cackle in the back of your head. And you hear that kind of dim. And you feel kind of at peace all of a sudden. And you will no longer have to roll your dark magic die.
Fuck you!
Cast magic.
Oh, I just rolled a nat 20 on that. I just wasted a 20.
Never getting that back.
Here we go.
Serves me right for throwing it away that way. I'm sorry I disrespected you. I'll use you
That
on
was-
something else.
That was the dice being like, no, fuck you. Look at this. Nothing. Cool. And then you guys march towards wherever you say you're going to march.